Today I'm going to unbox the latest and greatest Mac Mini M2 Pro. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here. I have in my hand here a Mac Mini, but it's no simple Mac Mini. This is the Mac Mini M2 Pro chip. So it's one of the highest end ones you can get for a desktop computer that fits in a box. This one is the bee's knees. And so I actually ordered this because I have the M1 Mac Mini, which I have really liked. It served me well, but I'll tell you what, I didn't get it with enough hard drive space, storage. I actually plug in all these little portable SSDs, and that has actually caused me problems in the past when it doesn't recognize the SSD or when the cable comes out because I've been moving things around. So I decided to go with something of a tricked out Mac Mini, and I'm really excited about trying the M2 Pro chip because that's supposed to be really fast too. So let's take a look at this while I'm unboxing it, and I'll tell you a little bit more about these specs. So let's go ahead and unbox this Mac Mini. This is the latest and greatest. This is the current version as of right now, and it's the M2, and it's not just the M2, but it's the M2 Pro, and they have gotten away from the plastic, the cellophane they used to cover these boxes. They have gone more to this kind of renewable, less waste, which I like. Certainly makes it pretty easy to open. But this Mac Mini, which is going to replace my M1, which isn't that old and has been working fine, it just has some improvements here that I am really excited about. And I also will say here that some of them I think are necessary. So I actually had a problem recently with my M1 Mac Mini in that the Thunderbolt ports aren't that prolific on here. There are only two on the base Mac Mini, and so I use hard drive extender, kind of a USB hub. Ooh, that is so nice. I'm gonna save this and put this on my face when I sleep. And plastic bottom here that says Mac Mini, and what I have to do is plug in external hard drives. And actually what happened is one of the hard drives disconnected. I think it got knocked and kind of pulled the Thunderbolt cable out, and so I had my Google Drive folders on there, so it was a separate folder, kind of an external folder to the hard drive on the computer, because the hard drive on the computer was only 1 terabyte, and so a lot of space goes very quickly. But what ended up happening is that my sync app, the Google Drive Sync, thought that all the files have been deleted, and it deleted all the files off of my Google Drive. So that was a terrifying moment, and I thought, well, you know what, I'm not going to let that happen again, and I am going to get 2 terabytes of hard drive space so that I don't have to worry about an external hard drive dislodging itself from the case and becoming a nuisance for me or terrifying me or making me lose a ton of work. And actually repairing that was not super easy. It started to sync again. It created duplicate files of everything. It was kind of a nightmare. It's actually a nightmare that I'm still trying to fix, and hopefully I will with this. The back here looks just about the same, except for we now have 4 Thunderbolt ports here. And because of this M2 Pro chip that's in here, this thing will support, I think, 8K displays. So if you really want to do some graphic editing, this is the one you want. And if you want to plug in some other accessories, this is the one you want. 2 Thunderbolt ports on the standard M2 Mac Mini. So this was a huge reason that I went with the M2 Pro. 10-core CPU, 16-core GPU, 16-core neural engine. You know what that means. Yeah, 20 billion transistors in the M2, 40 billion transistors here in the M2 Pro, and I don't know how many billion in the M1, maybe 10 or something. But, oh man, those extra 20 billion transistors, I don't know what they do, but I think it makes it fast. And from what I can tell, from all of the benchmarking that I've seen, this is going to be at least twice as fast as my M1. And on the graphics side, it's going to be twice as fast or better. So I am really, really excited about that. Cooling fan right there. The power button is right there. Here's where the power cable will plug in. We have a couple of standard USB headphone out, HDMI right there, and Ethernet port right there. Here is where we will get the little card, but the power cable. So 2-prong cable right here. And then you can see, kind of looks like a standard laptop cable. But what I've also found is that even though this is the front, and you get a little LED right there that shows it's on, glows white when it's on, pretty minimalist design overall. But what I have found is that it's kind of easiest to put this forward to have the plugs available to you to plug in. Yes, it means that the power cable is a little weird. I wish it were maybe in the corner or off to the side, but if I want to hit the power button, then it's here on the front. So you could probably put it this way so you can still reach the power button, but then the light is over here. So instead of trying to balance, like the light is inconveniently placed, the ports are inconveniently placed, I just use this as a front. So what this also means is that this is an upgrade. You know, the $599 base Mac Mini I think is a good deal, but I think it only has like 256 gigs of onboard storage, which is not a lot. I really think you need to be at half a terabyte, a terabyte. When you step up to the other hard drives here, it gets pretty expensive. That is one thing I wish Apple just kind of gave to you, not at cost, but at a more reasonable deal. So what I did here is the Apple M2 Pro, but then I upgraded to the 2 terabytes of storage. I should also say, I think it comes with 16 gig of RAM standard unified memory here, where I think it's 8 gig on the base model. So you get the 16 gig standard and then half a terabyte, but you can go all the way up to 2 terabytes. But when you do that, this thing is not cheap. This thing becomes basically a $2,000 machine. $1,899 retail price, throw on 10% where I live, and now I'm at $2,100 for this. So is it cheap? No. Is it a good value? I think you'd have to determine that. Is it getting kind of close to the Mac Studio? Yeah, I think so. Is it getting close to the Mac Pro or whatever they call that huge desktop one? No, not at all. I think that one like starts at $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000. So is this a really capable computer? Well, from everything I've heard, this M2 Pro chip with the 16 gig RAM and the really sizable hard drive here is a beast. And I think because I have been so happy with my Mac Mini M1 that anything that this gives me, 2x speed, 3x speed in some cases, is going to blow my mind. So all of my accessories for my M1 Mac Mini are still going to work here. I'm planning on using those, but it's just going to be nice to have a larger hard drive, more speed, more power, and a form factor that I am familiar with. So if you want to pick up a Mac Mini, I think all of them will probably be great companions for you, great desktop companions. But if you are supporting 8K, you do some video editing, man, this is the one you want. If you want to pick up a Mac Mini M2 Pro or any of the other ones, I'll put links to them in the description below. Peter Von Panda, out.
We can discover more and explore so much deeper. We can live better than ever thanks to Peter Von Panda.